Hey collective, how y'all doing? It's your girl, Lady B. If you feel called to stay, you should stay. If not, you can leave. Take what resonate and leave what does not. Not every reading will be your reading, so use your discernment. Without further ado, let's get into the reading. You should have the first one here. I just did this reading, but most of the same cards came out, so maybe I need to say it in a different way. But even still, this message is just triggering. Nobody ever wants to hear that the person that they want is not who God wants you to be with. Or to wait and to love on yourself more before they give you X, Y, and Z relationship. You feel disconnected. You're in this just waiting energy. You're in this waiting energy and negative thoughts and victim mentality and trapped by yourself, overreacting by disappointment and just your imagination on what is a mutual respect, love, unity, and closeness. Because over here you got fated to be alone, and then it says, but it's in reverse. It says you gave up on love because you think you are meant to be alone. It is not true. And so that's kind of like why this Knight of Cups is in reverse, overreactive, moody, because someone disappointed you and now you're in this energy of, oh, well, I ain't never gonna get X, Y, and Z because must not be for me because this keeps happening and this keeps happening. And so first things first, you need to work on building your confidence and feel safe in your relationships. That's gonna come back in handy, just like. But when you think about intimacy, mutual respect, unity, closeness, you want love, harmony, relationships, union, values, alignment, deep love, and passion. You don't want no mutual respect, mutual respect is good. You don't want no mutual attraction, just someone that wants you for the glitz and glams and for the on the surface level type of things that aren't really in alignment to your soul. You want someone who has personal values, because you got Seven of Cups out here in reverse. You want someone who has purpose. This person wouldn't have a lack of purpose. They would be overwhelmed by choices and live in a fantasy and confused world. Even still, again, this thing may have made you given up, exhausted on just love in general, overwhelmed, overly protective of who you give your love to now, and just destroyed your confidence. Confirmation. So you turned your back on these people because of the lack of trust. I gave you my heart and you broke it, and I told you X, Y, and Z. but you didn't do that. And so right here with this card, it says comparison. Comparing is unfair. Leave the past behind and see your new love for who they are. And so with that, the next thing to comparison is hopeful, inspired, optimistic, and success. You have to be hopeful about the love. You can't just be saying, oh, I want this type of love, and then in the back of your mind, with every person you encounter, you like, they doing something, ain't they? No. Just like, not everybody's out to get you, you know? Don't be so paranoid and think that everybody's conceiving. Or you have to get used to the unpredictability of people. But also don't lose yourself in a partner. It's okay to have a life of your own. It's also good to have boundaries. You need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. If you tell yourself, I won't be dealing with, like, it's okay to have a certain type of protection for your love when it comes to, okay, I'm not going to deal with X, Y, and Z people because they have shown me time and time after again why I don't need to go after these type of people. Psychopaths, narcissists, you know, people like that, people that are sneaky, people that you just don't align with, and that cause disagreements, you know? You can say you're done with that people or those types of people and protect your love in that sense, but to be like, you out with a new person, you're dating in the dating scene, and you compare that person to the last, and they did nothing. So you can't restrict yourselves. You can't restrict yourself from destructive behaviors. You have to release what happened. Release the past and know that, okay, that happened. I don't want that no more. And I know that I am discerning enough and I make the right decisions enough to choose better than this next time. Needing a rescue is out here. You're waiting for love to save you, but you must stop waiting and start looking. Next to that, we got not talking in reverse. You cannot communicate. You're not communicating your needs clearly. You need to discuss how you are feeling. And then next to that is head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. I feel like this is the conversation that you need to have with yourself, because at the top up here it's just losing yourself. So you might need to have a heart-to-heart, a head over heart decision when it comes to yourself. You might be like, oh, but I love this person, X, Y, and Z. You might be hopeful and optimistic about that. 777. But even still, this is something that's restricting you, something that's an attachment that you might be codependent on. That's toxic. No offense, sorry if that came off a little aggressive. I don't be meaning no harm, I swear to God. But where was I at? Yeah. You could have been communicating this thing to this person, but sometimes you can't really communicate with someone who doesn't comprehend. So if you know that you can comprehend, and that you know if you can have this with yourself, then start having these conversations with yourself, so then it'll be easy, it'll be like a stepping stone. So then when you get into a new relationship, you kind of know how to, your nervous system isn't overwhelmed by all this new. It's already kind of overwhelming getting to know a new person, but to be in the new headspace of not thinking about all the stuff that could happen, just being in your head and in your imagination on what could have been or what can be, instead of just releasing control and knowing that you made the right decision, whatever that would be, you know, going into any long-term results. But yeah, that was my reading. If you feel like it resonated, you should let me know down below. If not, maybe on the next one. But yeah, I love y'all. And if y'all want to book a reading, y'all can book one down below or up above in my bio. Y'all can DM me, direct DM, or y'all can go to my email and send me an email, and ask for a reading or what. Anyways, yeah, I love y'all. See y'all next one. Bye.